reincarnation. Do you even believe in reincarnation? I have to say, I never did, not to start with. I was brought up a strict Seventh-day Adventist, and they don't believe in reincarnation. If you want to read that story, that's in a book called Clairvoyant. It was an award winner, and you can get it on Amazon. But today, we're talking about reincarnation. After doing a lot of reading, after having a lot of experiences, I now actually do believe in reincarnation. Think of our bodies as a shell. If you want to think of it as an eggshell, go for it. Our spirit comes down and is like the yolk inside the eggshell. So the eggshell is there, and when we die, the eggshell is cracked and the yolk goes off. Okay? We choose to reincarnate. So once we've died, our spirit, the shell stays behind, our spirit goes back to the spirit world. And then we analyze what we've learned and what we didn't learn in this lifetime. And I do believe that our souls need to have an experience of everything that there is in this human life before we go to the next stage, so to speak, becoming an angel and all those sorts of things. And I know that can be very, very difficult for some people to believe and to even accept, because it's like, well, why would, my mother choose to die of cancer? That's just wrong. She would never have done that. And it's like, no, she did, because she needed to experience it. Her soul needed to experience that pain. Her soul needed to have a greater understanding. It's like you can have empathy towards people, but you can't have a true knowledge of experience unless you've experienced something yourself. So we will choose to be a stillborn baby. We will choose to have a disability. We will choose to be in a car accident and hurt. We will choose to die young. We will choose to die old. We will choose to go to war and have to experience that. We will choose to be a murderer and a rapist and to be murdered and raped and all of those things. You cannot fit everything into one lifetime. Some of us pack a fair bit in, but you cannot honestly experience every single thing that there is to experience in one lifetime. And so we go through. And we do it, and we experience, and we work it out. Now, when you start thinking of karma, I have read, and it actually kind of makes sense for me, that our greatest fears in this lifetime are our key karmic lessons that we need to learn. And if we don't learn them, we'll come back and do it. I don't see karma as a punishment. It's almost a learning thing, so you didn't learn forgiveness. You've got to come back and go through all the experiences and learn forgiveness. Don't do it that lifetime, you'll come back and do it all again because you haven't learnt your key karmic lesson. So that's why it's always really, really important to work through things, understand why things are happening. It's not because it's a punishment, it is not your fault, all of those sorts of things. Not a blame game here, but it's what you can learn. What is the key lesson in those experiences that you need to learn? And sometimes there is no key karmic lesson. Like, not every single thing that we have and go through is a key karmic lesson. Remember, these are just some of our greatest fears. And it's like having to face those fears. So for me, reincarnation is, I actually like the thought of it. I like the thought that this life is not the end and that I will meet up with other soul family, I suppose, for want of another way of explaining it, in the spirit world. And then again, when we come back. So it is just, to me, dying is now just a phase of our life. It's just a phase of living, and we'll go back to the next world, and then we will come back and we will do things again, and we'll have amazing experiences, meet new people, and meet old souls as well. I don't quite understand why we have such a fear of death in the Western world, but we do, and it's like this real taboo subject. However, it doesn't need to be. So reincarnation for me is something where it's not the end. There is a new phase that's going to be coming. It's just one door closing and another one opening. And I hope that kind of gives you a little bit of peace and a little bit of understanding about maybe what's happening in your world.